Welcome back to a brand new Clash Royale video, guys. My name is Patrick, aka Chief Pat, and today gonna be bringing you guys a crazy new air deck that's seen a lot of popularity recently, and it's one of my favorite decks to play inside of the meta. So this deck, you actually use both the Inferno Dragon and the Lava Hound, and you also have a lightning spell which you can use to kill your opponent's air defense. So let's say someone's using a musketeer, they're using some sort of defense that targets air. That lightning spell, you'll have enough time to get that lightning spell cooked up due to the fact that the Lava Hound is so slow, and you can use it to destroy your opponent's side of the map and end up killing them. Now, the reason this deck has been seeing a lot of popularity is because the Mega Minion is such a great card to complement the Lava Hound. It gives the damage that the Lava Hound doesn't have. You also use the Tombstone inside of this deck, which is really funny. The Tombstone hasn't seen a ton of play recently, but due to this new deck, it's been a lot more popular. And as the Lava Hound makes its way over to the other side of the map, I'm going to follow up with the Inferno Dragon, which of course you're always hoping to get locked onto your opponent's tower. Now, normally I try to get either like a combination of 3 of these cards. I want the Lava Hound, obviously that's one card that you have to have having this push, and then I want to have the Lightning Spell or the Mega Minion or the Inferno Dragon. Those 3 cards, I want to pick 2 of those out of the Inferno Dragon, Lightning, and the Mega Minion, and usually if you can get all 3 of those down on one side of the map, you're almost guaranteed to take out a tower and to do an insane amount of damage. So far, we've had a little bit of chip damage on that right-hand side, not a ton, and as you can see, our opponent is going to over and over again keep pushing down this right-hand lane. Take a look at the fire spirits. They actually break before the skeletons come out, and because of that, we're not really going to take too much damage, and now we've got a Lava Hound flowing to the other side of the map. Now, Mini P.E.K.K.A. did get 1 hit off, but now we can use the Lava Hound and the Mega Minion. He drops a cannon, but unfortunately, the Lava Hound or the Mega Minion will not lock onto that cannon. The Mega Minion's just going to go ahead and take out those Spear Goblins, lock onto the tower, and just like that, you can say goodbye to that tower, and it's going to go all the way down to 0. All right, so I also had the Lightning Spell in my hand, just in case I needed to drop that, and take a look at the Ice Wizard as he dances and does nearly nothing until the tower can take out the Lava Hound. I'm going to go ahead and set up another push with the Lava Hound and the Inferno Dragon in the left-hand lane, and as you can see, it's really hard for your opponents to counter this deck just because of the fact that it has so much air damage. It makes it nearly impossible to deal with. All right, now meanwhile, he's going to go on a push on this right-hand side. I've got the skeletons and the archers to defend. I don't care about the miner doing damage to my tower. The Inferno Dragon's locking on. The Lava Hound's going to take damage from the fire spirits right there. The Inferno, the Inferno Dragon's going to go ahead and lock onto the Ice Wizard before locking onto the tower. Arrows are going to go down. I haven't gotten really good damage with the Inferno Dragon just yet, but the Lava Hound and Mega Minion combo over and over again is proving too much for my opponent to deal with, and they really have no chance of coming back in the game, especially with those really weak zap spells. He needs to zap those skeletons as soon as they make their way out of the Tombstone. But because of the fact that he wasn't able to do that, I've got a massive push going down the left-hand lane. He's got the Fire Spirits going down. They're actually going to kill my Mega Minion or get somewhat close. Arrows going down. That will be the end of the game with just a few seconds left and nearly a flawless 2-crown-to-0 victory on my opponent. So there's a brief overview of the deck. Again, Lava Hound is going to be your main staple in your deck, and then you can use a bunch of different cards to back it up. You can use the Mega Minion. You can use the Lightning Spell to kill any sort of air defense. I didn't use the Lightning Spell in this one because he didn't have a Musketeer or a Wizard or a Witch or anything that would have been good value for using my Lightning Spell. So let's go and go into another battle. Let's see if we can use the Lightning Spell inside of this one and see what our opponent has cooking up. All right, so starting it off, I'll play a Tombstone. Now, notice how I've been playing the Tombstone on defense, but also, if you have a Tombstone going down and you play your Lava Hound, if you can get the tower to tank for your Lava Hound, or to attack your Lava Hound, then the skeletons will flow to your opponent's side of the map, and they can actually do a decent amount of damage. Like, if you guys look at the skeleton statistics, they do good damage. The only problem is that they're so weak that they just get shot in one piece over and over again. Now, I made a massive mistake right here. My Mega Minion I dropped too early. It's going to go in front of my Lava Hound, and because of that, my Lava Hound's just going to take so much damage from the Mega Minion and the archers. This guy actually has really decent air defense, and because of that, we're going to have to watch the way that we play. In fact, I'm going to play an Inferno Dragon just to give me a little bit of defense against this Mega Minion and the archer, and we really shouldn't take any damage on the tower, and we can go ahead and reset the battle. All right. And the Elixir Collector goes down right as I drop my Miner, and because of that, we can let our Inferno Dragon lock onto the tower, and take a look as the Inferno Dragon gets so close to getting onto it before the Ice Spirit goes down. Now the Inferno Dragon's going to lock on, but it's going to be a waste to deploy my Lightning Spell. But now I can actually get ready to deploy my Lightning Spell if I wanted to take out the Elixir Collector Mega Minion in the tower, but I was too dumb to realize it, and by the time I do, whoo! We barely got that off. I dropped an oops and a wow because I really didn't think that I would have the timing to get that Elixir Collector and Mega Minion taken out. But because of the fact that I did, I got a massive Elixir trade right there. I can go ahead and drop my Mega Minion to my archers. He's got a Poison Spell, which is going to be a little bit annoying. Let's go ahead and knock those bad boys out. And as the Mega Minion goes down, I'm just going to let my tower deal with the archers and take whatever damage he might do to that right-hand tower. So things are pretty even, but I haven't gotten the push that I wanted just yet. I haven't had a chance to get my Lava Hound Mega Minion and then something else with it down the right-hand side of the map. So let's go ahead and get ready. Lava Hound's going down right now. Take notice of where I place my Miner. This is usually the most effective place to play it, which is like below the Elixir Pump instead of on the right-hand side. Miner's going to go ahead and go start chipping away at that Elixir Collector. I'm going to drop my Inferno Dragon, which should help out against the Golem, but the Inferno Dragon actually goes ahead of the Lava Hound, which is another massive mistake for me. I've been playing it pretty poorly with the Inferno Dragon right there, and instead I'm going to drop a Lightning Spell onto the Ice Wizard as well as the Golem. The Miner's going to go down to help out against the tower with the Lava Hound, and now that everything's been taken out that's supporting the Golem, I can just use my Inferno Dragon, and I'm actually going to drop the Tombstone to where when the Golemites explode, they're actually going to target the Tombstone instead of my Crown Tower. Now, meanwhile, in the right-hand lane, the Inferno, or the Lava Hound as well as the Miner were enough to take care of that tower. I've got an Inferno Dragon down as well as a Lava Hound. The Inferno Dragon's going to go ahead and tear down that Golem to pieces before he eventually zaps. It's not going to help, though, as that tower breaks down all the way to 285. He's not going to have enough damage to get it done, and that is going to give us a 1-crown-to-0 victory. So you can see how powerful the Inferno Dragon was on defense. Even though I misplayed it a couple of times, I still got it locked onto the Golem twice, and because of that, we just tore it down, no problem whatsoever. Even when he zapped it, we still just kept burning that Golem down to where it really never got to damage our tower. And let's go ahead and get into one more battle using this deck, and again, starting off with the Tombstone. Now, I don't mind the Tombstone start. I wish I did have my Lava Hound at this point, though, so I could start with my Lava Hound down the right-hand lane. Take a look at the Miner placement yet again, guys. The Miner, if you play it below the Elixir Collector in that scenario, I feel like 9 times out of 10, they play it where he played his Giant to stop your Miner, and because of that, that cost him so much. Not only did we make a positive trade on that Elixir Collector, he also had to start his push when he really didn't want to. He didn't want to play that Giant right there. He wanted to just wait and let, you know, things happen, but because of the fact that we had our Miner down right there, he was forced to play his Giant just to try to see if he could get my Miner to attack it. And now we shouldn't take too much damage in this left-hand lane. We're actually going to take a couple of Mega Minion hits, which is annoying, but we should have an Elixir lead due to that Poison Spell that he played. So all in all, things definitely could have been better, but we do have the Elixir lead, so that's really what we need to take advantage of and make a nice push down this next left-hand lane. All right, let's go ahead and drop our Lava Hound. He's going to drop his Elixir Collector. Again, I've got the Miner ready just in case I need to drop it onto the Collector. Instead, I'm going to go hold on for now and see what my opponent plays, and if he plays something near that Elixir Collector, I can use my Lightning Spell. However, he's going to play a Giant. Alright, so since he has the Giant right there, I'm going to wait it out. I'm getting ready to see if he's going to play anything to where I can get some good value, and instead, it looks like my Lightning Spell is going to go down, and I can't get onto the Mega Minion. I'm only going to get onto the tower and the Elixir Collector, so maybe not the best trade, but still, Inferno Dragon's locked onto the Giant. Look as that Giant burns down, and the Mega Minion's going to be able to clean it up and take that Giant down before it even touches my tower. Now again, I'm not going to go ahead and click the brakes. I'm going to keep pushing with the Miner as well as the Mega Minion. The Miner's going to start making its way towards the tower. His Miner, or his Mega Minion's going to do work, and my Mega Minion will actually cancel his out even though it had less HP. So all in all, another win for us, and at this point, I know my Lightning Spell and the arrows can take out that left-hand tower. So I'm going to switch to the right-hand lane, and he's going to play his Giant, which means I can just go ahead and keep pushing down this right-hand lane. Even if he takes my left-hand tower, I know we're still in the lead. Lightning Spell is going to go down to stop the Prince as well as hit that tower. 44 HP. Let's go ahead and get ready for an epic defense down this left-hand lane because we're going to need everything we can get to stop this Giant and this Prince push. Again, I'm still not too worried if I lose this tower because take a look at the right-hand lane. We've got the Lava Hound plus the arrows, or Lava Hound plus the archers that were doing work on that side. Meanwhile, over here, he did end up getting my tower. My miner took out his left-hand side. His tower is down to 1600 HP down the right, and we actually have a pretty decent game right now. So I don't want to mess anything up. Let's go ahead and get ready for another push. I've got the archers in my hand, which I'm going to play probably next. And then here goes the tombstone, which is going to be able to stop the prince in its tracks. And now I'm going to play the Inferno Dragon to work against this giant. Alright, so Inferno Dragon is outside of the poison range, so that's really good for us. Our Mega Minion's doing work against the Prince. It's also outside of poison range. Prince isn't even going to reach the tower. Miner's going to go down to help out the Lava Hound right now, and here comes the lightning spell to kill the Mega Minion as well as attack the giant. Tower's down to 928 HP. The Lava Pups are doing as much work as they can as my Mega Minion tears away onto this giant right here, and again, we shouldn't take too much damage from that giant, but as soon as I drop my Lava Hound, he's going to drop his Prince. We need to defend this tower. That was actually not the best timed Lava Hound, but if we can protect and get in this push, I think we're going to win the game. The Mega Minion does lock on to the Lava Hound, which means now we're going to have a pretty brutal counterattack. And let's go ahead and get ready to lightning down all of his defense. We're going to lightning the Mega Minion. We're going to lightning down the giant. The tower is down to 573 HP. Let's drop a miner onto the tower. He has absolutely nothing to defend against the Lava Hound and the miner. The Ice Spirit's going to do as much work as possible with the arrows flung towards the tower. That will be the end of the game as soon as one Lava Pup spits some fire towards that tower. And that is going to be GG, well played. So we even ended up beating the OP deck using this deck, which of course is the deck I've been playing a lot on my main account inside of tournaments, which is like Giant, Prince, Ice Spirit. You guys saw the deck that he was playing. It's pretty much the most popular deck inside of the entire game, at least before the balancing changes, and we ended up beating it using this Lightning and Lava Hound deck. It's so much fun. I definitely recommend you guys play it if you do have the cards to play it. Of course, you do need at least the Lava Hound. You can substitute the Inferno Dragon for like minions or something like that, but you do need the Lava Hound to make this happen. It is your big air tank. And yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. 3 battles and 3 wins. Check out the deck right here. We've got the Lava Hound, the Inferno. We actually have another legendary in the Miner, but you can swap out the Inferno Dragon in the Miner. You can play other stuff, just stuff that can tank, or you can play the Goblin Barrel instead of the Miner. You can play things like the Minion Horde instead of the Inferno Dragon. Find something that works for you. Try out this deck, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's going to do it for this video. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.